sort of project, it takes, an architect, a builder, the city, so many different inputs and stakeholders, the homeowner, and to make any one project successful. So it's very robust for me. It's somebody who can look at, embrace, exchange, collaborate with multiple stakeholders.
You're giving me chills. Two of my favorite subjects to talk about in construction: change and collaboration. Two things that the industry really, really needs, but we lack. And we lack the ability to accept both for some reason. But like, it shouldn't be that way. I'm with you. Like, everybody, if we would just come together from any perspective, just come together and understand that we have a job to do and we can do it together, like the industry would forever change.
It's so true. I mean, there's so many, but the dynamics are so, and I'll use some industry terminology, but they're so cast in concrete. They're like, if you look at Wikipedia, which I did recently, and you look at when we first started using hammers. Well, hammer as a concept was created more than 3 million years ago, but the actual tool was thousands of years ago, and it's what you'll find on every single job site. And and again, to use some industry jargon, everything that looks when you have a hammer, everything looks like a nail. So you're gonna treat it that way, right? And then we have this sort of dynamic of understanding that when I start a project, I have to do this, and I have to do this, and I have to do this, and there has to be a contractor, and there has to be this. If we can break down some of that cultural understanding or some of those stigmas, stigma's negative, but if we can break through some of those thoughts and create some new ideas behind it, or maybe skip a step, or skip 3 steps, and change those dynamics that are so set in stone, then maybe we can change the efficiency or change the innovation that is let into the project. So I feel like a little bit that we're kind of like on a tipping point for that to happen.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I was just out in Vegas for the International Builders Show. And one thing I heard a lot was, and this just has to do with technology because we both kind of we run in that space, is older guys, girls that are in business, that have been in business for a while, are starting to talk about, I use no technology, but I feel like I am going to be outpaced or put out of business if I don't start figuring out how to utilize stuff. I think that speaks to that kind of being on the cusp that you're talking about there. Is like, the industry understands it needs to change, but it really has an unwillingness to pull the trigger. Like, it's a subject to conversation, but it's not like people are jumping in droves to try to change.
Well, maybe if we just look at, okay, so for a long time too, we've kind of said the construction industry is far behind, right? We're not embracing technology, but if we just kind of step back and go, it's okay, because a lot of us don't know how to deal with it. Right now, we're looking at legislation for AI and ChatGPT for all industries because it's coming at us way too fast for anybody to process. Social experiences are doing the same thing. So, all of us, the world in general, people are trying to understand how to manage technology. And if the construction industry could just say, hey, that's okay. We also need to understand how we're going to digest it, how we're going to perform with it,